Good morning. Today is Monday, my husband's first day back at work. I'm just going around the house and opening up all of our windows. Today I thought it would be super fun to do a what I eat in a day. 19 weeks pregnant, I might be 20 weeks pregnant actually. We have a super busy day planned today. I need to catch up on some cleaning, probably some laundry. I'm gonna do a little baking, and then we're going to the beach later today with some friends.
I brought stuff for my kids, so the kids want to live this. We're going to the beach with Ezra.
Yes, we're gonna go to the beach with our friends. It's gonna be a super fun day.
Ow!
So to start out with my what I eat in a day, I did already begin my day without filming it, and I ate 2 peaches. I've been obsessed with peaches, and if I don't eat first thing in the morning, I feel nauseous. Yes, the house is literally a messy freaking disaster. Yesterday was my husband's day off, and honestly, this always happens on his day off. We're just not really spending a lot of time cleaning. We just like to hang out together, do fun things with the boys, and the house becomes a disaster on the weekends. It happens almost every single weekend. But before we get to any cleaning or cooking, I'm gonna do my skincare routine. I'm super thankful and grateful to be back to kind of my normal self. This pregnancy definitely had its challenges in the first trimester, leading into the second trimester, but now that I'm kind of fully past the morning sickness stage, I'm actually feeling pretty good, pretty energetic. So I've been trying to kind of push myself to clean and get things done. And something that always really helps me is when the boys are busy. So I did kind of set up a little sensory bin today, although most days they are pretty good about self-entertaining without needing me to set anything up for them, which is perfect. Here is a little life hack for you. If you are all out of coffee filters, just use paper towels. They work exactly the same. Also, when it comes to making omelets, especially with onion, you want to have that heat super, super low and a lid on top. This will kind of steam the onions and make them super soft and delicious. Yes, honey?
Let's go to the beach.
Yeah, we'll go to the beach after nap time. Rookie mistake, never tell your kids you're going somewhere fun until you're literally in the car or arriving at that location. Okay, so it's 11:15. I never eat breakfast this late in the morning, but I've just had so much going on. I want to clean the house. I'm wanting to make some pumpkin bread for my friend. I'm especially wanting to make pumpkin bread for her now because she just texted me and told me that she's going to be bringing me eggs from her little homestead farm. So I'm super excited for that. Delicious, delicious. So yes, I do eat a 4-egg omelet and basically a whole onion every single day. I know it seems weird and a lot, and it kind of is a lot, and it is kind of weird, but it's amazing. It's so nutritious, especially the eggs, just so much protein, which is really nice because I ate so terribly my first trimester. Now that I'm back to having more of a normal palate, I'm just excited to be eating more protein, more whole foods. All right, here's that delicious omelet and some coffee. having more energy has looked like doing a lot of meal prepping and making a lot of freezer meals because I know this energy is not gonna last and third trimester is always difficult for me. So I did a ton of meal prepping over the weekend, which led to partially why the kitchen is so messy and all these dishes. I had a really honestly disgustingly dirty sink. So I used my heavy degreaser from Truly Free. Truly Free is my favorite company, and I actually just made an order from them that I would suggest you guys also looking into if you're interested. And I did also order that sale as well, and it is their $5 trial laundry soap. Truly Free is 100% toxin free and fragrance free while also smelling really good. They just use essential oils in its place, and I have used the laundry soap for at least a year now, and it actually works. I know sometimes the natural stuff doesn't quite work as well. This works just as well, and by buying it for only $5, it is 75% off. The sale is basically just their way of letting you try it super cheap so you can know if you want to try it out or not. Thought we'd do a quick get ready with me for the beach. Basically just throwing on my SPF / makeup and then also talking about weight gain in pregnancy and how I deal with it. I had to give a shout out to Araza Beauty. Not sponsored at all, but I do have an affiliate link. So if you guys order through that link, I will get a small payback from them. And you can also use my code LizDaily to get, I believe, 15% off. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll have the code down below. This is my absolute favorite all natural makeup. It is the only makeup I own that doesn't break me out, so I use it all the time. And one of the nice things about it is it's so potent. You only need the smallest amount, and it will last you forever. I've owned this makeup for over a year now. Here in Florida, not only do you get sunburn every time you leave the house, but you break out every time you leave the house because it's so hot and sweaty, especially if you're wearing makeup, but this makeup does not. And yeah, lasts you forever, has clean, natural ingredients. Not only are they non-toxic, but they're also healing. So they are good for you ingredients. Basically, all you need is foundation and blush to complete your look, but I like to throw in some of the concealer sometimes just to kind of mix the colors because I definitely ordered my foundation just a shade too dark. So let's talk about gaining too much weight during pregnancy. I am someone who definitely gains too much weight in pregnancy. I think the recommended amount is like 15 to 30 pounds or something like that. I was so desperate to not gain too much weight during my first pregnancy. And I quickly found that is basically impossible for me. It has something I have dealt with every single one of my pregnancies, and it's definitely something that kind of wears on your mental health. I always wanted to be that girl that was eating healthy and working out during pregnancy because those are definitely things that will help you not gain too much weight. I was also really worried, especially with my first one, that if I gained weight, I would be one of those moms that just couldn't figure out how to lose the weight afterwards. I have learned a few things during my past 2 pregnancies and also this pregnancy. And one of those things is that you cannot control what you're eating, especially if you're someone that deals with morning sickness. And that has been the case, especially my last 2 pregnancies where I have dealt with really, really terrible morning sickness symptoms that actually I have come to discover most women do not deal with. Basically, all I've eaten the last 20 weeks of pregnancy is goldfish, crappy foods, breakfast foods, fast foods, you name it. And guess what? Those kind of foods put weight on, coupled with the fact that I have not been able to basically leave my bed for a foresaid amount of time. I have definitely put on some weight. But something I have also learned is that my body type is the kind of body type that easily puts on weight and easily holds on to it. I've come to also realize that this is not something to be afraid of or ashamed of. It's very easy in our society to feel ashamed of weight gain when weight gain should not be something that we are ashamed of, especially when it's out of our control, especially when it goes towards things like being able to sustain the life of your child and building up fat storage so that once you start breastfeeding, it has a place to take that energy from that it needs to go to. It's so easy to really hold on to our looks and think that our weight is somehow like a moral status and that we are a good person if we're skinny and a bad person if we're fat. And I think that was something that I definitely struggled with for a long time. And I kind of came to terms with that with my second journey of being postpartum. It's embarrassing enough being overweight for your age and size when you're pregnant, but it's a little easier for people to not judge you for, and you've got your big belly because you're pregnant. So it's cute and it's, not really a big deal. But as soon as you're postpartum, there's just kind of this unwritten rule that you should be skinny and look hot and be the cool mom that has it all together and looks amazing. And that's not the case for me. Not only do I put on a lot of weight during pregnancy, I don't lose it for a very long time postpartum. And that was really hard on my mental health. And has been every time. Like, I doubt that this time will be too much different from the last two times. But I have really learned to cope with it, and something that I have really learned is that as a Christian woman, I should not be putting my worth in my looks. And in our society, a woman's worth really is kind of in her looks. Our culture is obsessed with women's bodies, and just the over-sexualization of women, viewing them as objects, as things to be looked at. And being a Christian does not mean that you don't kind of feel that outside societal pressure of needing to look a certain way. Something that I actually did when I was postpartum for the second time around was every time I started dealing with really bad days of body dysmorphia, feeling like I was worthless because of my weight and my looks, I would do something kind for someone else. Make them a meal, bake for them, send them a card, write them a heartfelt text message. Because I was really trying to remind myself that beauty is not in the outwards appearance, but it's of the inward heart. And as a Christian, we really need to remember that, because never one single time in the Bible will you find a woman's worth based off of her appearance. So, have I gained too much weight this pregnancy? Well, honestly, according to how my clothes are fitting me, most definitely I probably am putting around the same amount of weight that I did the last couple times, which was around 40 to 60 pounds. I don't really know, because both pregnancies, I kind of stopped weighing myself at some point, and this pregnancy, I have not weighed myself at all. My midwife has not weighed me at all, so I really don't know what I weigh or how much weight I've put on. I actually threw out my scale a couple years ago because I just realized how toxic it was, and at the end of the day, I can only do so much. I know it's important to keep my weight in check, so because of that, I do try to eat healthy. I try to stick to eating protein and drinking water and doing as many healthy things as I possibly can, but I've also let go of these pressures that I really mostly just placed on myself to only gain a certain amount of weight or look a certain way. I am someone that puts on a lot of weight, and you will continue seeing that in my journey. I look back at old photos from just a few months ago, and honestly, I already look so different. My face is chubbier now. I've got love handles. My arms are definitely getting thicker, but I have to just remind myself it's okay. It's not a big deal, and it doesn't affect anyone else, and it shouldn't affect me. I am letting it affect me by letting it get to my head, by feeling like I need to meet some sort of societal standard when I don't have to, and I only feel pressured when I put that pressure on myself. I hope I can encourage someone out there, especially if this is your first pregnancy and you feel like you are putting on so much weight or more weight than your friend. Everyone's body is different, and especially in pregnancy, you really can't control that. And like I said, especially if you have something like morning sickness, where it's really debilitating for months at a time, you can only eat foods that are gonna put more weight on, and you can't really exercise, things like that. It is going to affect you, but it's only for a short amount of time. That's something else that I remind myself. I can always lose the weight afterwards. At some point, I won't be breastfeeding anymore, so my appetite will go down. I won't be eating as many calories. There's so many things that will happen, but I also have to remember that this is such a special and amazing part of my life. Being pregnant, not my favorite, but I do try to appreciate it for the time that I have. Same thing when it comes to having a newborn. I'm not like the biggest newborn fan. I like kids better when they're toddlers and kind of taking care of themselves and we can have conversations, but I still enjoy the newborn days. I enjoy the newborn snuggles. I enjoy breastfeeding. I just try to enjoy the time as it comes instead of trying to look forwards to the next stage of, oh, I can't wait to work out again. I can't wait to lose the weight. Something helpful that I did for myself when I was dealing with body dysmorphia and feeling like I wasn't measuring up to standards and feeling like I wasn't measuring up to beauty standards was unfollowing all of the influencers that had those crazy, unrealistic bodies. And I remember I used to follow like these fitness influencers and these mom influencers who had tons of kids and like they were super tiny and skinny. It was time for me to unfollow them. Doesn't mean that you have to unfollow them, but for me personally, it was triggering. It was making me feel insecure. It was making me feel like I wasn't good enough. Like, how come they look that way and I don't? And I just needed to unfollow them for my own mental health and just to remind myself that I don't need to look at someone who has a body that is different from my own. It's realistic for them, but not realistic for me. I am someone that puts weight on easily, that takes a long time to get the weight off. And I'm not gonna be one of those women that people look at and go, wow, I can't believe you just had a baby. No, it's pretty obvious that I just had a baby. And that's something I've had to deal with within my own head, that you are someone that gains a lot of weight very easily, very quickly during pregnancy, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing. It's not wrong. It's not my fault. It's just something that happens. And as a society, we don't really talk about those kind of women. We only kind of glorify the super skinny moms, when in reality, that's not how most of us look. When most of us look like this. So anyway, I could keep talking about this, but we need to get back to cooking and cleaning. I just wanted to say that really quickly. I hope I can encourage someone and just know, like, I have a very realistic body just like you. You're gonna see it change plenty over the next few months. You're gonna see me continuously gain weight. And there really is no way to control that while you're pregnant. And really quick, look at my little plant babies. Oh my gosh, my son, one of them, ripped up 2 really nice plants yesterday, which is really frustrating. But look at how gorgeous these are. I just watered them the other day. You can tell how much water they need because this is a self-watering plant by how low this button is. So if it's really low, you need to fill it up with water. And then throughout the day, throughout the week, it's just self-watering. This is the lettuce. Can't wait to make myself a little salad with that. That's gonna be so much fun. I'm usually the person that's like on time for everything, but today really got the best of me in the worst possible way. So hopefully my friend still loves me after today. Okay, so this is my super realistic beach outfit. It's literally just a tank top and then these shorts and then this lacy cover up, which makes me feel like cute and sophisticated. And if I want to stop at a store, then, you know, I feel a little more covered up. Also, I get a nice tan because I do want to get a tan while also wanting to be a lot more covered up than swimsuits will let you be. I quite literally searched every single store I could possibly think of to find a modest swimsuit. And my standards of modest are not really that modest. I literally just want like this area to be covered and my butt to be covered. And that is too much to ask, even with a one piece these days. So this is what I end up wearing. Okay, pumpkin bread is ready to go. I'm gonna grab the boys and we're going to roll. Okay, so we rushed to the beach because we were technically late, but we still beat our friends, so it's okay. So We literally had the best time at the beach today. I am freaking starving though. I did not get enough food today. So I called my husband. He's already home. It's 7:15. We won't get home till about 8. And he is making some chicken. He's boiling some chicken right now so I can make some chicken pasta when we get home. We had such a fun time, but it's time to get home. Time to eat. The snacks we had at the beach was not enough.